Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I'll be showing you a tutorial on how to create your own training program as well as a diet plan. So let's jump straight into it. First of all, I would like to discuss the advantages of using ChatGPT for this purpose and the disadvantages. I'll start with the disadvantages. So you don't want to use ChatGPT. First, let me define what it really does. ChatGPT isn't the solution to everything, right? AI isn't just a magical being that makes your wishes come true. It's not a genie. What ChatGPT, what you can consider it to be, is a smart assistant, an intelligent assistant. The assistant that you feed in information and they will produce a intelligent response for what you ask them to, but they do not know everything. They have access. ChatGPT has access to a lot of information, like most of the web, basically. Uh, so that's what ChatGPT is, which is advantageous and has disadvantages. Which means if you have no experience in what you want ChatGPT to provide to you, then most likely you're going to give it the wrong prompt or an inaccurate prompt. So, what really here the question is isn't a skill of, it's not an issue of how ChatGPT can help you create your workout plan. The issue here is how can you create the prompt, the correct prompt, the prompt engineering for it to have it produce what you want in mind. The advantage here could be it will save you a lot of time, right? It will save you a lot of time. Like you'll only spend the time creating the prompt, but once you hit enter, it will give you the results almost immediately. So it saves you time if you want to create your own plan. You have to take in a lot of factors. It will just produce that. Can do calculations real quick. So, who should use ChatGPT to create a workout plan and a diet plan? One, if you're a personal trainer and you already have the expertise in that realm. Two, if you are experienced enough. What does that mean? So, let's say I have zero experience when it comes to training and dieting. One, ChatGPT can and will make mistakes. It can and it will make mistakes. Okay, it's AI. It's not like divine knowledge or whatever. So you need the ability to recognize the faults when they occur. If you're a beginner at the gym or in dieting, most likely you won't be able to tell the difference. Two, if you have no experience, if you don't know what's going on, if you've never been in a gym, right? That's the thing. To use it, you should have been in the gym at least 6 months to a year. If you have no experience, if you do not know what the workouts are, then probably you shouldn't use it because you'll have no idea what those workouts are. You might Google them and then you risk having poor form that ChatGPT cannot correct for you. It can tell you what the standard or the good form is, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's always better to ask a professional than ChatGPT if you're a beginner. Uh, Also, people with injuries and medical conditions. Okay, you always want to have a physician look at you, a doctor, or a physical therapist. If you have a medical condition, you want to do some blood work, make sure everything is okay. And that could get a little tricky with ChatGPT just because it cannot accurately diagnose you. It can in some cases, but for example, if you have an injury a ligament injury, a previous surgery, I don't think that it has the capability to give you a training regimen around that injury. Okay. I've had a lot of injuries in the past, a lot of surgeries, and rehab training to get back from that surgery. It's the toughest part. The surgery is not the big deal here. You know, anybody can perform the surgery, almost anybody. A doctor, that is. Don't take my word literally, you know. But physical therapy was the toughest part. It's the hardest part. That's the part you need to focus on. So if you have an injury, medical condition, stay out of this. This is not for you. All right. Before I show you how to use it, I'd like to make a disclaimer. This is not a medical advice. It's not a physical advice, not a professional advice. This is only for entertainment purposes. That will just be showing you the different ways of prompts that you can enter into ChatGPT in terms of a beginner prompting, intermediate prompting, and expert prompting based on what you want. So, really, again, this video is more about how to prompt ChatGPT, and you can use this way of prompting in a lot of different things that you want to use it for. So let's get at it. Let's get at it. First, let's look at the most basic beginner way that you can use ChatGPT. Right? So here, let's say first let's define our goal. I want to cut fat or cut down my body fat percentage and gain some muscle. You know. So let's prompt it here. So here, you know, we asked it to create a training plan and a diet plan to cut fats or to lose fat in your body and build muscle simultaneously. Let's look at what it gave us. So, you know, push pull legs, upper lower, full body conditioning, 6 day workout, a 6 day circuit. Honestly, not terrible. I wouldn't mind this at all if I'm a beginner. I don't see anything wrong with it. Just the standard, you know, basic stuff, which again is not bad, but I'm just showing you guys an example of this prompt, what it gives us. So recomp, meal plan for recomp. Honestly, okay, this is not bad. It explains how much protein you need, moderate carbs, moderate fat, gives you an example of a weight. Okay, basic meal plan, supplements, weekly tips. Honestly, this is not bad. All right. However, I don't have time to work out 6 days a week. Okay, I don't. I'm busy with work. I travel a lot. Whatever the reason is, I don't really have that. So, and I need to know what the calorie needs, uh, what they are for my body, for me. So let's prompt it again. So here I'm gonna try to have it go a little bit deeper and customize it more based on what I want it to do, not just a general plan. So I'm gonna enter my height, uh, and my weight. Current weight. I got a big back. Okay, so here I told it what I needed to produce, a training regimen, diet plan, give it my height and my weight. So let's go a step further. I can only, let's not use I. Workout plan needs to be only let's say 3 days. Yeah, why not? 3 days a week. Oh shit, what happened? Hold on. Okay, we're back. Workout plan needs to be only 3 days a week. The goal is to lose 10 kg of fat while maintaining muscle in the next 3 months. Here I'm giving it a timeline so that it's more accurate or more purposeful. I don't know if that's a word, but more purposeful with what it creates for me. So I gave it my goal. Workout plan needs to be 3 days a week. I gave it my availability, weight, height, and please explain to me my macro needs as well for each week of the next 3. You know what? No, this is not advanced. Macro needs. That's it. So notice here the difference is in the intermediate prompt, I gave it measurements like who am I? I'm not just a random, I don't want a random schedule. I want it for me. Give it my height, my weight. Those are my measurements. Those are the numbers we need to work with. And then my availability. I don't want a 6 day schedule. I want it only 3 days a week. I'm a busy man. I can't work out every day. And then I give it my goal. I want to lose 10 kilograms of fat and maintain my muscles in the next 3 months. And on top of it, I need the macros explained for me, for my situation. So notice here the difference immediately right off the bat. It's giving me phases. The phase goal, body recomposition. And it's giving me a goal that we have to follow. It's losing 0.8 to 1 kilograms of fat per week. The first plan didn't give me that. Then it's given me ways that I can preserve my muscle mass. Again, it's more tailored to my needs. Okay, this is also pretty cool. It's given me the base, I think that's the base metabolic rate. So if I'm just laying on the couch all day, every day, this is the amount of calories that I need to survive or to maintain, right? And with moderate activity, this is the amount of calories that I need to maintain. So obviously, and here it is, I need to be in a calorie deficit from this, which it also gave me over there. So honestly, this is not bad. I like this one a lot more than the previous plan. Okay, even gives me a breakdown of the calories per day and the macros, how much protein, carbs, fats I need. It's given me a higher percentage of protein than the rest of them to preserve muscle. Okay, 3-day full body training program. It's giving me options here, which is great. I like that, the flexibility. See, the first prompt didn't really give me any flexibility. It's like, here it is. Okay, each session. I like the details. I like the level of details here. Even gives us a goal of the training in that day. We want to lift heavy, activate the central nervous system, and stimulate the muscle. And some cardio here. That's nice. Day 2 is hypertrophy. I like that. I like the difference between the days. You know, not every day the same. So this is day 1 is strength focused, day 2 is hypertrophy, and then day 3 is strength and power. Okay, this is a sample diet plan. Uh, Hydration and supplements. Okay, and again the tips. So the progress checkpoints. I actually really like this one because even when you get a personal trainer, one of the most important things that you want to look at is whether they provide you with weekly check-ins or even sometimes twice a week, just so that you can check in, tell them what you've been doing, see the progress, maybe how you feel, maybe something's not working with you. So I actually think this makes a big difference from the beginner prompt. That's what I'm going to call it, the more basic one, and this one. Right. So, overall, a lot more sophisticated than the first one. But however, this only gave me an option of, uh, either Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I think that's what said over here. Let's check it. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. That doesn't work with me, right? I I'm only free weekends. Let's call it Friday, Saturday, and Monday. You know, so that makes it a little bit tricky. It's because I need my muscles to have recovered the next day. I've got 2 back-to-back days, so let's see how we're gonna do that. I also this time I want a really sophisticated program. You know, not just the basics. This is not this is not basic, but it doesn't have that level of customization that I'm looking for here. So what's the next step? How to make it fully customized for my needs, what I want. It's as if I'm talking to a personal trainer here. I want them to understand my needs, my pain points, what I'm looking for. ChatGPT is the same. You feed it and it gives you back. So for the expert or advanced prompt, the first thing that I want to do is to define who ChatGPT is at this point, right? Okay, first of all, I'm telling it that it is a personal trainer, a seasoned one that is has a lot of expertise and it worked with thousands of people on variety of fitness goals. What I'm setting here is telling ChatGPT the capacity that I want it to operate on. So again, I went a step further and told ChatGPT that it's an expert in helping busy people attain their dream physique without affecting their schedule. So it has to work within a given, what do you call it? It has to work within a given constraint, which is time here. So let's move on. Now I want to define myself, the client, the person that ChatGPT needs to produce the schedule for, or the training regimen. Again, I want to define myself here with my measurements. We said Monday, I believe. So Friday, Saturday, Monday. So here I'm giving it more details about the goal and why that goal matters. Uh, this is all random. Uh, so I told ChatGPT that there's a wedding that this client needs to attend, so they need to lose that much within that time frame. That gives purpose, or helps ChatGPT understand the emotional needs, the pains behind the goal of attaining a program. As you guys can see, this is the toughest part here, or the most time consuming. So we told it what we want. The client currently takes no supplements, has no injuries, but is allergic to eggs. Let's just mess around with it. Allergic to eggs, peanuts. What else could I be allergic to? Shellfish, because why not? Shellfish. Okay, that looks good to me. Now, step 3 is to define the objective of ChatGPT here, which happens to be a seasoned personal trainer. I defined it, I defined me. Now we have to define the purpose that we're both communicating for. So I need a detailed workout plan that fits the client's schedule, in addition to a detailed macro and nutrition. How do you write this? I forgot. Nutrition plan that fits his measurements and diet requirements. Please keep in mind that the client would also prefer to maximize frequency of muscle targeted and then targeted. Bro, I need to work on my spelling. Keep in mind that the client would also prefer to maximize frequency of muscles targeted in this program with a focus on strength as well as hypertrophy simultaneously. Okay, let's go. Okay, so here it took my information that I gave it, the definition of myself, giving me a strategy. Okay. So it's kind of similar to the intermediate prompt that it gave me, but let's see the differences. First, we start with a strategy overview. I think that wasn't in the intermediate one. It helps kind of understand the objective of where we want to go with this plan. Okay, so we start with strength, hypertrophy, volume, power, and conditioning. Cool. So for strength, it's a full body strength training day, day one. It also gives you the tempo and the rest days. That's a more detailed version of a strength training program because most people I'd assume, or some people wouldn't really recognize that, or they wouldn't be able to whatever. Okay, full body hypertrophy focused. Again, I like they have the tempo and the rest periods. Actually, rest period between sets, that's a big question that gets asked to personal trainers. How long should I rest? And it really does make a difference depending on the goal. So I like that they put that in here. Again, tempo, it explains that you have to be explosive on the concentric. I'm not really going to dive deep into those exercises, okay? Just because, like, just looking at them, I can see they're all good exercises, and there's no point. If if you're not a professional, again, if you're just trying to be fit, 3 days a week is enough, and those exercises they'll make a difference. The only time that I would really look at the exercises that it gave me is if you're a professional athlete, if you're a very advanced lifter, if you're a pro bodybuilder, then you have to tweak it a little bit more. But I think this is fine for your average person that goes to the gym. So here takes my nutrition plan, uh, customizes it based on my allergies, and for my busy schedule, makes it a little bit easier. Okay, so the macros are a little bit similar to the intermediate one, but here it gives me a little bit more information on why I need it. And that's a very important thing that people don't realize. Knowing the why of why you have to do something, like why do I need to focus on the stretch on the way down on a rep, or why do I have to be explosive in power training? Just understanding why you need to do it makes a big difference in your mentality and your performance. If you're just doing it because you think you need to, sometimes you're in auto mode, auto fly, whatever they call it, autopilot. You're just doing it. You're not really actively doing it, and that makes a big difference. And uh, it's crazy how much it affects the results. So here, it customized the meal plan based on my needs, like my schedule. I'm looking at it, they're all like relatively really quick and really easy to make, and it avoids the allergies that I gave it. With some more optional supplements here. Weekly tips and accountability. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. Progress timeline. Okay. Honestly, this also gives another edge on the intermediate one because it tells me what to expect for each period of time, like the first 4 weeks. What do I need to expect? Kind of gives me a way to measure my progress. If you stayed till the end of the video, thank you for watching. Sorry it took longer than I anticipated, but I just wanted to be as detailed as possible. Again, ChatGPT is not the magical answer. Even if you use it, it's very helpful. I use it a lot on a lot of different things, not just dieting and making workout plans. I actually made my workout plan on ChatGPT. If you believe it, I'm not going to put the prompt I use just because it's a little bit secret. Anyways, hope you enjoyed it. I hope this answers a lot of questions. Again, the most important thing to focus on is the prompt. You want to be as detailed as possible in general, and not just in making a workout plan. So define what ChatGPT is. Okay, tell it what it is. Tell it what it's capable of, and tell it the capabilities or level of capabilities that it has, so that you can make it more detailed. Right. Step two is to define the parameters. The parameters in this case were me. I'm the client of the personal trainer, which is ChatGPT. But the parameters could be anything that you're looking for ChatGPT to help you with. So step two is defining the parameters, and step three, it's defining the objective. Now, you told ChatGPT what it is, you told it what the parameters are. Now you have to define clearly and with detail what it needs to do with that information you provided and how to do it. And then you'll get the best results that you could. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more.